Hello, everyone. My name is Drew, and I am a student mentor at Carleton University's Science Student Success Center, and I'm going to be talking to you briefly about how to calculate your GPA. Now, your GPA is, of course, your grade point average, and it's a number that's important for a lot of things associated with your university life. So, things like determining your academic standing and your eligibility to take certain courses, and your eligibility for scholarships, and your ability to renew scholarships, and things like that. So, it's a pretty important number that you should be familiar with, and you should have a general knowledge of how to calculate it and what it really means. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to calculate your GPA, and it seems confusing at first if you just sort of go through all the steps without having someone explain it to you. But that's why I am here. I'm going to just walk you through it. I will save the day, and you will be indebted to me in the end. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So let's get to it. So calculating your GPA can be done in 3 easy steps. So, step 1, convert your grades into their number equivalents. Seems easy enough. Step 2, multiply the number equivalent of your grade by the credit value of the course. All right, straightforward. Step 3, add the products of the conversions from step 2 and divide by the total number of credits. That is easy. So, I can go do it. I am done. I'm out. Peace. No. Yeah. See, it's when I read the steps like that, it seems incredibly confusing. And even if I had slowed down and not rushed through it, it probably still seem pretty confusing. And that's totally understandable because it is. It's not just something that anyone's really expecting you to just get up and say, okay, I'm just going to do this without have anyone explain to me or anything like that. So. I'm gonna go through step by step and just take baby steps to do it, and you will be able to calculate your GPA, and you'll feel really smart because you'll be able to do it by yourself, and you'll be super awesome and cool. So let's do it. So step 1, convert your grades into their number equivalents. So what this means, every grade that you have is a letter grade. That's how it's delivered on Carleton Central usually, and each grade has its own number equivalent, as you can see in this beautiful table. So I'm just going to grab my mouse here. So every grade in this column here has its own number equivalent in this column here. So an A plus is equal to a 12.0. An A is equal to 11.0. A minus 10.0, B plus 9.0, and so on and so forth until you get to F, which is of course worth 0. Which hopefully no one will ever get, but it looks like a little sad face and eyes and mouth and so every grade has its own number equivalent, and you need to be able to convert between the two for step 2, where you multiply the number equivalent of your grade in the course that you took by the credit value of that course. So when I say credit value, I mean every course has its own particular credit value. So usually courses that last 1 semester are usually worth 0.5 credits, whereas courses that are 2 semesters in length, so for example the fall and winter semester, they are usually 1.0 credits. That's what they're worth. And you can find this information about your specific courses in the undergraduate calendar rather, and usually even in the course's syllabus, which the professor provides to you at the beginning of the course. So that's where you find the credit value. And in step 2, as I said, you multiply the number equivalent of the grade you received in that course by the credit value of that course. So for example, say you got an A plus in Biology 1003. It's just a first year biology course, which is pretty sweet, A plus score. So an A plus from the table that I showed you in step 1 is worth 12.0. And Biology 1003, based on information in the undergraduate calendar, is worth 0.5 credits. So step 2 dictates that you multiply 12.0, the number equivalent of the grade you received in the course, by 0.5 credits, the credit value of the course. And that equals 6.0, which is your conversion value. So the same goes for courses worth, other credit values. So just an example, Chem 1000 score, A plus, it's worth 1.0 credits. So this is a 2-semester course. So step 2 dictates that you take your number equivalent of your grade, 12.0, and you multiply it by the credit value of the course, which is 1.0 credits in this case. That equals, obviously, 12.0. So this is your conversion value in this case. Now you're going to do this step 2, for each course that you take. So you're going to have a conversion value for every course that you've taken in your year, that the courses that you're using to calculate your GPA. And you use those in step 3. You add the products of the conversions from step 2 and divide by the total number of credits that you took in the year, if you're calculating your GPA for the year. So you're going to have all the conversion values from each of your courses, and you'll add them up. And then you'll divide by the total number of credits that all of those courses were worth. So, for example, if I took 5.0 credits worth of classes in first year, and the sum of step 2, so after adding up all of my conversion values from all my courses, I got 50, my GPA would equal the sum of the conversions from step 2, sorry, where's my mouse, 50, divided by 5.0 credits, the total number of credits I took. And that equals a GPA of 10.0. That's a pretty sweet GPA. It's pretty good, pretty nice. And that's it. So it's probably still a little bit confusing. So I'm going to take you through an in-depth example just to really nail it home, and then you'll be able to do it. You'll be pro. Let's do it. So this slide it's pretty busy. A lot of information here. So this column is just an example of maybe the courses that you might take in your first year. So, biology 1003, 1004, physics 1007, 1008, chemistry, math, psych, just typical first year courses for a science student. And this column represents the grades that you received in each of these courses. So just B plus, C, A for these courses here. And this column represents the number equivalents of these grades. So step 1. So B plus from the table that I showed you in step 1 is equal to a 9.0. A C is equal to a 5.0, A 11.0, and so on in accordance with the table that I showed you in step 1. This column represents the credit values of these courses. So Biology 1003 is worth 0.5 credits. I got this information, of course, out of the undergraduate calendar. And all these other courses are worth 0.5. 0.5, and Chem 1000 is worth 1.0, and the rest are 0.5. And when you add all these credits up, you get a total of 5.0. So I've just taken the last two columns and put them onto this slide here. So these are your number equivalents of your grades and the credit values for those courses. So recalling from step 2, you take your number equivalent and multiply it by the credit value of the course, and it equals your conversion value. So from the first row above, 9.0, number equivalent of your grade, multiplied by the credit value of the course, 0.5, equals 4.5, right here. So I just showed it here again, 9.0 times 0.5 equals 4.5. And you do this for every course. So you have, 2.5, 5.5, 5.0 here, and so forth. So now I'm just going to take this column here. I'm just going to bring it over to the next slide. Sorry, that was really lame. My throwing of the column. But yeah, so these are just your conversion values again. So 9.0 times 0.5 equals 4.5. 5.0 times 0.5, 2.5. And you do this for every course. And you add all of these numbers up. You add up all the conversion values to get a sum of 41.0. So step 3 dictates that your GPA is equal to the sum of the conversions, right here, 41.0, divided by the total number of credits. This is from the table that I showed you, the large table that 2 slides ago. Total number of credits. So GPA equals 41.0, sum of the conversions, divided by 5.0 credits, your total credits, which yields a GPA of 8.2. And that's it. That's the calculation of your GPA. So just to recap really quickly, first step, you convert your grades into their number equivalents. Each grade has a number equivalent. Looking at that table I gave you, they're listed. You can convert them easily. So in this example, A plus is equal to 12.0. Step 2, you multiply these number equivalents of your grade by the credit value of the course, which you can find in the undergraduate calendar or your course syllabus. So for example, you got an A plus, so the number equivalent is 12.0, and you multiply it by 0.5 credits, because I guess this course was probably a 1-semester course, and it equals a conversion value of 6.0. In step 3, you add the products of the conversions from step 2, and divide by the total number of credits. So you take all of these conversion values, add them up to get 50 in this example, and you divide that by the total number of credits. So in this case, 5.0 credits. So 50 divided by 5.0 equals a 10.0 GPA. That's it. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Jojo. Yeah, so it's easy as pie, even though remembering pie is not easy, but that's just a stupid math joke. But yeah, so just work it out step by step, baby steps, like I said. That's the best way to do it. And it's really not that hard. And you know, I believe in you. And I probably don't even know you, and I believe in you. So that's saying something. But on that note, if you have any questions at all about how to calculate your GPA or anything really related to success as a science student, feel free to drop by the Science Student Success Center located in 1152 Herzberg, just to ask us any questions about, you know, calculating your GPA or anything related to your success as a science student. Anyways, my name's Drew, and I hope you enjoyed listening. I hope this helped. And to check out some of my other podcasts. They might be useful, or they might not. Hopefully they will be. I'm gonna say they will be, because I guess I'm full of myself. But no, check them out and see. But like I said, I hope this was helpful, and thanks for listening. Good luck.